Meeting of the Hammond Board of Public Works and Safety, roll call. Here.
Mr. Wright? Mr. Markgraf?
Here. Are there any conflict of interest statements? Approval of the minutes, nobody had a chance to review them. We'll defer action on that until maybe next week. We move down under correspondence, item A, correspondence received from AT&T requesting permission to perform work at 3831 Holman Avenue. They're going to be doing some underground work at that location in the alley. So do I have a recommendation to approve their digging request?
I recommend we approve the AT&T request.
And I'll concur. Item B, request for termination of agreement for environmental remediation with Witham Save-A-Stop 7452 Indianapolis Boulevard, submitted for approval. This came from Ron Novak. So do I have a recommendation to approve Ron's recommendation?
Recommendation to approve.
And I'll concur. Next, we have item C, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty requesting relinquishment of evidence technician specialty to Master Sergeant Jan Fletcher, effective May 26, 2016. Relinquishment of CBO specialty pay to officers Mark Cruz and Joseph Munoz, effective June 1st of 2016. Approval of street closures and disposal authorizations. Do I have a recommendation to approve all those requests?
Recommend to approve the chief's request.
And I'll concur. Item D, correspondence received from Fire Chief Jeffrey Smith submitting letters of retirement from Captain Joseph Mesnikowski and Captain Ricardo Suarez, both having served the city of Hammond for 30 years.
Recommend to approve the chief's correspondence.
And I'll concur. Oops, I gave you too much. I gave you my agenda. Item E, purchasing agent listing for personnel, fire department, and law department. Do I have a recommendation to approve those individuals that are named in those letters?
Recommend to approve list of agents.
And I'll concur. Item F, rental registration hearing on property located at 7025 169th Street. Is that property owner here? Maria Payan, I think it is. Please step up to the microphone.
All right, Mr. President, what I have is that we've had a new owner, has owned it since January of 2015. And fortunately, it looks like we have a new tenant as of March of 2016, because the previous tenant was causing a lot of police calls. I don't know the reason why they didn't register it. Did you register for 15? Did you register for 2015?
Yes,
How come you didn't register for 2016?
I think she didn't, no, she
Could,
did.
could you speak into the microphone?
I think she did. This is what she has. Yes, this is what it is.
Yeah, she did register for 15, how come she didn't register for 16?
¿Por qué no se registró en el 2016? She forgot. She didn't know why she had to renew that.
Anybody? There were a lot of calls for service prior, but it looks like it was a new tenant as of 16.
Yes.
So then you evicted that tenant, now you've rented it to somebody new?
Yeah, well, at this time that it's vacant. It's nobody's renting at it right now because we're fixing it. But we did remove those people that they were causing a lot of problems.
Oh, so no one's renting it right now?
And
Who's Latonia Griffin?
who's Latoya Cleo? They removed her too because she was causing a little problems too. Yes,
Okay, so what we would recommend is you still register every year, and it's just $5 a year.
I will make sure she does.
So I just recommend just waiving the late fee and just register every
$16,
year.
$5, what, single-family home?
Yeah, well, it's a two-apartment.
Oh,
It's a two-duplex. It's a duplex.
And it would be you would hope to rent them both
Yes,
when the time comes?
yes,
Okay, so that would be $5 a unit, that would be $10.
that's fine.
That's fine, we'll do for 2 units. And I also would like, while they're fixing it up, if we can do an inspection also, several inspections of the building, check it out.
I would ask the board to entertain a motion to allow her to register for 2016 for $5 for each unit.
You want to make that recommendation?
I recommend waive the late fee for 2016, register 2 units for $5 each, which would be $10 for 2016. Coupled with, you would like to set up an inspection.
That's fine.
And I'll concur. Okay.
Thank you.
Item G, rental registration hearing on property located at 6523 Jefferson. It's Hercules Properties LLC. Is somebody here from Hercules Properties? Doesn't look like it.
All right, Mr. President, what I have is that the rental registration has not been made for 14, 15, or 16, and based on the owner's failure to appear, just, they're just from the east side of South Chicago that are. I would recommend that you deny the appeal.
Do I have a recommendation to deny the appeal?
The recommendation is to deny the appeal.
And I'll concur. Next, we move down to item H, rental registration hearing on property located at 5903 Wallace Road and 5909 Wallace Road. Jim McCormick. Is Jim McCormick here? Are these single families, each property?
590309 Wallace?
No, it's Wallace.
Okay, yeah. All right, based on the owner's failure to appear, I would ask you to deny the appeal for 2016.
I recommend we deny the appeal for 2016.
And I'll concur. Move down to item I, rental registration hearing on property located at 1537 Myrtle. It looks like Rosala Haro.
All right, Mr. President, I have that they registered for 16, but they owe for 2015. It looks like it became a rental in September of 15, is that correct?
Yeah, the house was occupied on October.
Is that a single-family home?
Yes.
How come you didn't register in 15?
I bought this house on April 14 for my son. He's in college. The house was empty for almost 2 years. We decided to put furniture and something for him, but at the last minute he decided that he don't want the house. And a friend told him, can I use your house for 2 or 3 months, because they came from Valparaiso and they was looking for a house, and my son borrowed to them. And this month, in February, I decided to rent, and we made a deal, and he accepted, and that's why I registered the house.
So who was living there last year?
Nobody. In the house, my son friend, and my son. When he came from college, he was living there.
September 2015.
Yes.
And waive the penalties?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
What do you need?
so I'll talk to them.
Okay, okay. Okay, that's it?
And you made the recommendation, and I'll concur. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next one is item J, rental registration hearing on property located at 7737 Walnut and 7527 Tapper. Are you Matthew Havlin?
Yes, sir.
Are these both single family?
Yes, sir.
These two, same owner, they tried to register, but the letter was postmarked after the 15th of April, and the check and registration was returned back. Is there any reason?
Yes, prior to this year, I had Reader Realty helping me with the properties, and they really didn't see it sufficient because I was taking care of all my own repairs. So at the beginning of the year, we had come to an agreement that I was gonna just be handling everything. So it was an oversight on my part. It won't happen again. They took care of my registration, and I received a reminder.
Do you have any other rental property, or is
Yes.
this the only?
I have two, and they managed one of them, so they always took care of the registration on the one property. But then I would always receive a letter from Reader telling me that the property had been registered. So the second property I acquired in, I think, August or September of 2014. So I'm kind of new to it, and it was an oversight on my part. I got it in the mail last minute.
I mean, we're just talking 2016, right? Just for the two houses? So we're looking at, I would recommend we waive the late fee, and he still needs to register both properties for $5 per for 2016. $10 total, okay.
And I'll concur. Thank
Thank you.
I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Janet Venez in the audience. Item K, rental registration hearing on property located at 7132 Alabama Avenue. Alice Broughton.
Right, Mr. President, I have the chief's new owner as of 2014. I just have it's not registered one unit for 2016.
You live in, there's two units, right? You live in the unit?
Yeah, it's got a little mother-in-law unit in the back that I rent to a guy who sort of moved in. He kind of came with the house.
There's no problem, Mr. President, so I would ask you to please consider waiving the late fee for one unit for 2016.
Recommend we waive the late fee for 2016, but you still need to register 2 units, or just one? Just one, just live in the other.
Yeah, she'll fill out something else. saying
1 unit,
she lives in-
$5 for 2016.
And I'll concur. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item L, rental registration hearing on property located at 6431 Tennessee. Juanita Medina.
Is it registered now? Because back in 2015, it wasn't. There's a note on here actually that I talked to you. And the property was not rented out, even though you'd owned it since 14, and then you had 30 days to enter it into the register when it was registered. When did you register?
I rented September 15th, 2015.
Why did you register?
It was an oversight. I did receive the postcard. I filled out the paperwork, and I take care of a sick parent, and it was just an oversight.
This is a single family.
Yes.
Yes. Do we have a recommendation from staff?
Totally
$5 for the year 2016.
And I'll concur.
I would do it today. So I just take the paper that I have.
Next, we have a rental registration hearing on property located at 4850 Catalpa. Veronica Hernandez.
Yes, so,
Hi, ma'am, how come you didn't register for 2016?
I'm apologize. The only reason I didn't register is because I was very sick with the flu, and when I recognized it's April, I came and it's too late, and I'm sorry about it.
We haven't had any problems with this property, and you have to register it here, and you don't have to wait till April 15th, you can do it January 15th, you can do it February 15th, you can do it March 15th.
Right, that's correct. I'm sorry. Apologize.
Single-family home?
Yes, sir.
We recommend waive the late fee, need to register for 2016 at the cost of $5 per unit, which in this case is the house.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'll concur.
Thank-
Item N, rental registration hearing on property located at 6933 McCook and 7416 McCook. James Stiles.
Yes, hi. Stiles Properties.
What's your name?
Acquired, Lynn Huber, I'm the property manager.
Okay.
Okay, we acquired two properties back on October the 2nd, 2015. One of them, 6933 McCook, has never had a tenant in it. It's actually going on the market tomorrow. It went through a lengthy rehab. We take the properties, we flip them and sell them. However, when we acquire too many, 7416 McCook, I moved into in January. As part of my salary, I will be living in one of the rehabs when the inside, the interior is done, waiting on exterior work. Do I need to register myself?
Or you need to fill out an affidavit, at least.
Okay, so, I mean, are we subject to, when I'm the property manager and I'm living there rent-free?
Right, we just fill out an affidavit so the city is aware of what is the status of the property, because otherwise the city has no idea what the status of the property is. We
Okay.
just have that they were not registered and that there was a new owner as of October 15th.
Correct. So how do I do this? Just fill out an affidavit and $5, or?
No, it's just the affidavit, you have to fill it out every year that the property is not an active rental. It becomes an active rental, it has to be registered. If it's sold, then it's not a problem anymore.
Okay, all right.
That's for 7416, right? It's the affidavit.
Yes.
No, well, she'll have to fill out the affidavit for the other ones, and it's vacant. I mean,
Ah,
Okay.
okay, I understand that.
if it's vacant and for sale, then once it's sold, it won't be no problem. It won't be a
Correct.
problem.
Okay, thank you very much.
And we can just go down to the basement.
You're going to make this recommendation?
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Did you already do that?
Properties, there's no action is needed, just to fill out an affidavit. That's your recommendation.
The recommendation is that affidavits are to be filled out in 2016 and 15? Just for 16 for both properties?
And I'll concur. Next, we move down to item O, rental registration hearing on property located at 3335 Kenwood Street. Veronica
Przwoznik.
Zwolnik?
Przwoznik.
Okay, I should be able to pronounce that.
Przewoznik in Polish. Sometimes is easier. I was 10 days late due to the fact of in January I was diagnosed with liver cancer, and I just lost track of time due to doctor's appointments. No, ma'am. Same tenants are still there. They've been there since I purchased.
Okay, because we did. All right, Mr. President, we have no problem with the property. One time it was vacant, but apparently it's a residence. It's 13, she's previously registered. I would take recommendation and waive the late fee to 2016.
Recommend we waive the late fee for 2016.
And I'll concur.
Yeah,
we move down to item P, rental registration hearing on property located at 818 167th Street. Jim Jurek.
Yes.
Is that you?
Yes.
Thank you.
All I can tell you is that this is something that we've had problems with every year. Back in 2013, they did not waive, the Board of Works did not waive the late fee. And then in 2014, they took them to court for rental registration for the 13 because they didn't pay. And then there was a court decision in 2014 awarding the city $1,160, which actually was $660. So there seems to be a problem with rental registration. After being sued and losing, why didn't you register for 16?
Actually, I was out of town on business, and when I came back, the secretary says, oh, you got it, it's like, I was 2 days late, I came down, searched the page, and it says, well, you got to, go for appeal, because it's too late.
You don't have to wait till April 16.
I
Everybody waits like April 15th is the only day you can pay. That's not true. You can pay January 5th.
What about 2015, Chris?
It looks like we didn't, we just have to assume it's 15, but,
Okay, good.
Single-family house?
Single family.
So 2013 wasn't registered, went through the legal process, 2014 paid the fine. 2015 seemed to be, everything was good. And we reverted back to 2016.
Because there was some tenants come in and go, so it's time for them to decide, and we have to.
Well, that's one, that's gonna be another property, so it's registered every year.
what's the board's pleasure for 2016 as people year?
I recommend a good cause has not been shown, late fee of $500 per unit will be assessed, along with $5 for the year 2016, for a total of $505.
And I'll concur. Thank you. We're going to move down to item Q, correspondence received requesting a rental registration hearing to be reheard. This is a property owner, Chad Matheny, and he says that he lives in Arizona and that he will make sure that someone who acts as a landlord for the property will appear at the meeting if it is reheard. So what's your pleasure?
What was that address?
What's the address on that one?
Is that on Merrill?
3923.
177th Street?
When did we take action on that? A couple weeks ago? Yeah, there was no one here, so we declared the fine.
So I think that's my area, that we did assess the levy in the original.
Right, they didn't show up for the appeal here.
Right, they didn't show up for the appeal on the 19th of May.
And we usually give them about a month or so before the appeal, for the notification, correct?
So how many, do we know how many years that they didn't pay?
This hearing would be for 2014, 2015.
14 and 15, so it's 2 years. So they must have been assessed $1,010, right?
I recommend we deny the appeal.
And I'll concur. Item R, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearings. There are 3 of them. When do you want to set those? July 14th? Does that work for you?
Recommend July 14th.
And I'll concur. Item S, correspondence received from Purdue University Northwest requesting permission to have outdoor music on August 19th and 20 for the annual Moving In Day from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the University Village housing parking lot. That's in the back of the apartments, right?
Yeah, and it always backs up to the Purdue Woods, so.
Right. So it shouldn't disturb anybody except the deer?
Deer,
Yeah.
grass.
Do I have a recommendation approving their request?
Recommend we approve Purdue's request.
And I'll concur. Item T, correspondence received from Old Glory Tavern, 6755 Indianapolis Boulevard, requesting permission to block Martha Street on Saturday, June 18th, 2016, for a 50th birthday celebration. 50 years of the business? And it looks like all they want to block is adjacent to their building, which is from the alley to Indianapolis Boulevard.
Recommend we approve the request.
And I'll concur. Item U, correspondence received from Logan Street residents requesting permission for the 800 block of Logan to hold a block party on June 23rd from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. July 23rd. This needs to be referred to the police department, right?
Yes, please.
Do I have a recommendation to refer this to the police department, have a recommendation? We have plenty of time.
I recommend we submit to the police department for their approval.
And I'll concur. Next, we have item V, garage sale permits submitted for approval. There's a bunch of them. It's that time of year. I'll concur. Item W, change order number 1 received from Nice Engineering for the New Hampshire Avenue Lighting Project on 165th Street. Why didn't it say 165th? New Hampshire Lighting Improvements, 165th Street. Oh, there's 2 projects, New Hampshire and 165th. It looks like it's an actual decrease. Original cost of the project was $75,813. It's being adjusted down as they're zeroing out the quantities to $74,984.30. Can I have a motion to approve the change order?
Recommend approval.
I'll concur. Item X, we have a specific findings of facts and decision regarding the property located at 7423 Madison Avenue and 936 169th Street.
I would just ask the board to please approve that. I apologize for my sniffling over here, the allergic to tree pollen, and it's like kryptonite for me.
Recommend we approve specific finding of fact.
I'll concur. Do we have any matters from other board members? I think I do have a couple here. I've got a memo from City Engineer Dean Button concerning parking and towing during the Leon's Triathlon. Chris Cantar has put together a temporary parking restriction for events. What's this, like a temporary ordinance or?
Correct. The Board of Works has the authority to amend the Code of Ordinances on a temporary basis, which we frequently do for Festival of the Lakes. So I would ask you to please just approve it, sign it, and because it's this weekend, we needed to get it to EMA and the police right away.
Okay. Do I have a recommendation to approve the temporary parking restrictions?
I will make the recommendation to approve the temporary parking restrictions for Leon's Triathlon this weekend.
Okay, and I'll concur. Next, I have a request from 33 Realty Management who is the management company for Gateway Promenade, and they are referring to the agreement for patrol and enforcement by the Hammond Police Department, and they are requesting approval of the patron-only signs. It sounds like they're gonna put them up, which is what the agreement says. They are responsible to place all the signage, and then the Hammond Police Department will enforce it.
That
So-
is correct. They're just asking if those signs are sufficient. And
Right.
you're more familiar with the traffic requirements. They will put it up on their own personal property at their expense.
Yeah, they cite the city ordinance, and they appear to be the correct type of sign, so do I have a recommendation approving their request? Okay, that's all I have for matters from, I concur. That's all I have for matters from other board members. Do we have any matters from other department heads or their representatives?
As code enforcement on behalf of SteriClean, we have a hoarding situation. Senator Marshall.
Hoarding?
Yes. The family members have contracted SteriClean and Hoarders.com of Indiana to do the cleanup. It's going to start somewhere around the 13th of June. They're going to have a dumpster out there for an extended time, maybe two.
And the building's been sealed off, right?
Yes, the building's been sealed off. They'll be replacing the front door to ease access for themselves. So what they need is just the approval of the board. They have the dumpster out there for the extended period of time, probably.
There's yard, street, where?
It'll have to be on the street. There's no yard access there. And they plan on at least one, if not two. They may actually be doing a recycling dumpster as well for a lot of the papers that you see in the pictures. Their contract, I believe, calls for 5 days of work. It may be longer based on that because it sounds like they're going to go through the items, make sure that personal items are taken out, including cash and important documents.
Where's the property owner? Are they involved in this? or-
The property owner, she is currently in rehab, and the sisters have power of attorney to handle everything at the property.
So the sisters are gonna supervise
Correct.
the separation of the property?
Correct, and there's a copy of the contract that they're going to.
So basically, all that you're asking us for the board is placement of the dumpster on the public right-of-way?
Mr. Hope was supposed to be here this morning. I don't know if he ran into traffic or what. I didn't speak to him a little bit earlier. He said he was going to be running late.
So do I have a recommendation to approve the placement of the dumpster for this cleanup? And I'll concur. Any other matters from other department heads? Any new business? Any old business? Meeting's open to the public. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak?
My name is Buddy Finney. I live at 1137 Ames Street in Hammond. Member of the Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, located 1047 Kenwood. Requesting that the Board of Works grant us permission to block off Howard Street going south from Kenwood to Moss Street on June 11th for Vacation Bible School rally.
Is that one block or is that more?
One block.
Two block, one block?
One block, because the alleys is in between that. We're asking for the request, Board of Works granted that request for Bible School rally on June 11th from 10 to 3.
June 11th, 10 to 3. Did you get the area?
That's a Saturday. And also, in the request, I'm requesting that on June 13th, which is started on a Monday, from 6 to 8 p.m., we are asking for an officer to patrol that area for 2 hours.
On the
6
same-
to 8.
On the 13th of June?
Yeah, the whole from the 13th to the, what's in that Friday, on June, 5 day to 18th.
Are you expecting a problem that you want officers
Well, we
patrolling?
got a lot of kids gonna be in the street.
Oh, so then you're basically looking at traffic control?
Right, because,
Okay.
I'm in that area a lot of times, I see people running that stop sign at 1047, and we're, safety of our kids, we want an officer to patrol that area.
So just so I understand you, Bud, by June 11th,
June 11th,
10 a.m. to 3 p.m.,
we want the
you
street
want the street blocked off,
from Kenwood to Moss Street.
okay? And then on the 13th,
We want the officer patrol that area from 6 to 8.
Monday.
On a Monday, through that week.
And again, that is, your concern is traffic control and the kids in the street?
Yeah.
It could be EMA then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do I have a recommendation approving those requests?
June 11th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., blocking off.
Kenwood?
Kenwood from Moss. And June 13th, 6
It would be
p.m.
Howard, it would be Howard Street.
Moss to
One
Howard.
south to Moss.
Oh, Howard Street's the street you want to block?
Right,
Okay, well, we got that backwards.
yeah,
Howard from Kenwood to Moss.
correct.
Yes.
I believe you wanted Monday the 13th all the way to Friday, right?
Yeah, the whole week, 'cause we will be there for a whole
From
week.
6 to 8, you want us to.
Oh, each evening.
Right, evening, yeah.
And, okay, for the entire week. Want me to run through one more time, Stan?
Maybe you should.
Okay.
Make sure we got it
June
clear. Yeah, because even the
11th.
board secretary's shaking her
Okay,
head.
okay. June 11th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Howard, blocked off from Kenwood to Moss.
Correct.
June 13th through the 17th, which is Friday, or did you say the 18th?
No, it's to Friday, from Monday to
17th.
Friday,
13th to the 17th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
yeah.
Each night,
From 6 to 8,
traffic control.
yes.
Okay. I recommend.
And I'll concur. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to step up to the microphone? If not, do I have a recommendation to adjourn the meeting?
Recommend to adjourn.
And I'll concur. Meeting's adjourned.